Peter, currently CIMdata is preparing for the 31st annual PLM Market Industry Forum. For those that don't know, can you explain why they should want to attend?
So the Market Industry Forum is, as you said, 31 years, which is hard to believe how long that's gone on, but it's a leading event in the market from a global perspective to understand what product lifecycle is and where it's going. So there's a lot of discussions about where is it going and understanding kind of last year. So we do our market numbers, which we're one of the few in the world now that actually publish any kind of market numbers around the global PLM market. So we do quite a bit of analysis and review that analysis. We're the first place where that gets released in the event in North America, and then we go to Europe and deal with that in Europe, and then go on to India, China, and then finally Japan. And if you want to understand what's happened in the market in the most recent time, especially from a revenue perspective, it's the place to be. And then it's the thought leadership on what's going on in the market and what you should be prepared on moving forward. So it's been targeted for senior level people within the PLM solution provider space to really get a good understanding of the market, where it's at and where it's going, and being able to understand that, and also network with colleagues from other companies as well is another important component of the event.
So what's the theme for this year?
This year we're going to talk about products smartly connected. So if you look at the internet age and the whole Internet of Things, we have a lot of things and they're smart and connected. And it has a lot to do with lifecycle management. So we're going to be putting forward a whole positioning around that, and what are the key aspects of having the support, develop, design, support, and ultimately obsolete products which are smartly connected. So that's going to be the core theme for this year's event once we get through the year in review and the market numbers.
That sounds great. So what can we expect on the agenda?
Well, agenda is generally too many things to get through in one day, but I actually have a copy of that here. And what we're going to do, as we've done in the last number of years, is first we'll give a presentation of the year in review. So what happened this past year in 2019, we'll talk through that and understand the current major trends in the market. And then we'll spend quite a bit of time on the market numbers from 2019. So that's pretty much the morning. And then the afternoon, we're going to go into those additional topics around smartly connected devices. We're going to talk about synchronizing siloed development and how collaboration and development across facilities and with internal companies and external companies as well, and understand how that plays within this smartly connected world. We're going to talk about X-bombs, or manufacturing bombs, engineering bombs, service bombs, and other forms of bills and materials. Again, how is that becoming more critical and evolving to be able to support smart connected devices? So we'll have a session around that, and what we've seen in that market is a lot of companies are really have been traditionally focused on getting a manufacturing bomb done, but that doesn't really help them do configuration management and other things that really support configurable products, which a lot of these smart connected products are all about. We'll also deal with closing the product development loop. So if we're smartly connected, how do we understand what's going on in the field on our products? How do we close the loop of product development from the field all the way back to product development, or maybe even back to marketing for that matter? And then we'll have a number of topics which are shorter topics of getting people to think about what other things should be on their agenda and under consideration within their company. One of them, we're going to do an update on the global action group that we support in the aerospace and defense area. And this action group actually has 10 OEMs and major suppliers in the global aerospace and defense area. A lot of the commercial providers are there, like Boeing and Airbus and Embraer and Gulfstream, and we have people from the engine people like Rolls-Royce and GE and others. So there's 10 of them. They're representing major companies in Europe, North America, South America, and also Asia. We're going to give an update on some of the major work that we're doing with that group around research in the PLM space. We'll also talk about use of agile development methodologies and implementation methodologies, and how those can be applied to product lifecycle management implementations. And the final thing we're going to talk about is, again, going back to that smart connected theme, is how do we close the lifecycle? And again, this broader set of closing the loop. And if I have this smart connected product, how do I get insight from that product in the field to bring back into earlier stages of the life cycle? And we'll talk about technologies, and we'll also talk about a solution provider from a solution provider point of view, which could be from a service provider or a software provider. So those are the major topics and some of the major themes that we'll go through, and kind of the layout of the agenda.
So for those interested, where can they go to register?
Well, go to CIMdata.com. You can go there and find out exactly all the information that I already described to you. There's quite a bit of information on there which provides additional detail of the agenda.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.